Hi students, in the last class we started new chapter, cell cycle and cell division process. In that case we discussed regarding to the types of cell divisions, right? There is an mitosis process and the meiosis process, right? So in that, see, we discussed about in which cells mitosis takes place, in which cells mitosis takes place, in which cells meiosis will take place, right? See, coming to the next one, we are discussing so many times evolution process. Every student in every student mindset, okay, they have the thought how these organisms are evolved. For suppose we are walking on a road, okay, besides to the both sides of the road, many number of plants are there. So different types of the plants are there. So what I am telling you, see, within plants, so many number of species of the plants are there. So again in that plants, we have to know there is in different categories are there. There is in dicots are there, monocots are there, gymnosperms are there, right? See, which are called as dicots and monocots are called as angiosperms. See, some plants produces the seeds without any seed coat. See, these are nothing but naked embryos. The plants are called as gymnosperms. So within plants also several types are there. Within animals, several types of the animals are there. Within bacteria also, so many types of the bacterial species are there. Some are useful bacteria, some are harmful bacteria, right? So fungi, useful fungi are there, harmful fungi are there. So what I am telling here, upon the earth, different types of organisms are evolved. So during evolution process, now we are considering human beings are the most advanced organism. Because the interaction between the remaining organisms and the humans and human beings are showing the dominance on the remaining all species. There is in brain development within the human beings. There is in brain development is there. So in all these organisms, different types of differences are there. See what I am telling. Bacteria to the human being, some differences are there, and monkey to human being, some differences are there. So, sir, how the evolution takes place? Is there any relationship between evolution and the cell division? Up to the last class, we discussed about the mitosis process, right? And next one is the mitosis process, and next one is the meiosis process, right? These are the types of the cell divisions, sir. The cell divisions are supporting for evolution or not. The cell divisions, which are supporting for the evolution of new species or not. So that's what here my question, all of you. See, mitosis. In the last class we discussed. See, some cells, not all organisms, some organisms exhibit the mitosis, especially lower organisms like amoeba, paramecium. Right? Most of the cases, 90% of the cases, lower organisms exhibit the mitosis process. Very rarely, higher organisms. Embryo sac cells is the best example. Human embryo sac cells are the best example for mitosis process. So what I am telling here, most of the cases, mitosis takes place in lower organisms. Very rarely in higher organisms. See, just forget about that mitosis process. But because all organisms are not exhibit mitosis cell division process, majority of the organisms exhibit the mitosis and the meiosis. We are discussing about the evolution process. Evolution always related to related to the reproduction. Evolution is always related to the reproduction. So what is the relation between reproduction and the mitosis and the meiosis? Reproduction is nothing but production of offsprings. Production of offsprings. So suppose one of the best example, okay, right now, first year students are there, your generation, right? See, just your generation characteristic features compare with your parental generation. What I am telling here, one of the finest example is handling mobile. Handling mobile. The features of mobile, okay, your generation is well known than your parental generation. Your generation is well known than your parental generation. See the sending messages, right? See the technology, how to use the technology, well known by your generation compared with your parental generation. So what I am telling here, every new generation getting new characteristic features. Every new generation getting new characteristic features. So getting new characteristic features is nothing but evolution. Getting new characteristic features by an organism is nothing but the evolution. All if you remember, reproduction always related to the evolution. Reproduction is always related to the evolution. So here, reproduction done by the two types of cell divisions, mitosis process. Sir, mitosis not involved in reproduction process. See, lower organisms exhibit asexual reproduction. Lower organisms exhibit asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction done by mitosis. Asexual reproduction done by the mitosis. Higher organisms exhibit the sexual reproduction. Higher organisms exhibit the sexual reproduction. So the sexual reproduction exhibited by the meiosis. Sexual reproduction exhibited by the meiosis. See, my question is here, how the cell divisions are supporting for the evolution. Evolution is nothing but getting new characters. Getting new characters. For suppose in the olden days human beings are there, the early human being having the tail structure. If we check now, no one not have the tail structure. No one not have the tail structure because whatever the characters are required to the human beings which are developed, unwanted characters are completely reduced. Unwanted characters are completely reduced. See, that is the concept. So here, evolution is supported by the cell division. Evolution is supported by the cell division. Sir, mitosis is there, meiosis is there. Which one? Mostly supported for the evolution. Mitosis is there, meiosis is there. In between these two, which one mostly supports for the evolution process? Definitely, I will say my answer is meiosis. Meiosis is supporting for the evolution. Meiosis mostly supporting for the evolution. Sir, how the meiosis supporting for the evolution of new organisms? By the crossing over. By the crossing over. Remember, within meiosis process, crossing over takes place. Crossing over is nothing but exchange of genetic material in between two homologous chromosomes. So the genes exchange takes place. So by that genes exchange, see, if the genes are exchanged, new characters are generated. That is nothing but the evolution of new organism. So what I am telling here, in every species, the genetic material is different. If the genetic material is different, the characters are different. That is nothing but evolution process. So lower organisms are unable to exhibit the meiosis process. Higher organisms are exhibit the meiosis process. See, what my simple concept is, how the bacteria developed into the human being. See, within bacteria, some of the genetical changes takes place. Some of the mutations takes place, and within bacteria and lower organisms also, pseudo-sexual reproduction takes place. Pseudo-sexual reproduction. This is not the true sexual reproduction process. pseudo-sexual reproduction takes place. Pseudo-sexual reproduction, one of the best example is the transformation. Transformation is one of the best example. This is one bacteria, this is another bacteria. For suppose within environment this bacteria is died, the genetic material present within the media, the genetic material is entering to the another bacteria cell. The genetic material entering to the another bacteria cell. This is the own genetic material of this bacteria. Okay, newly the already died bacteria cell genetic material is there. That DNA entering to the another cell, right? Another cell, right? So this genetic material gives the new characters to this bacteria. So like this, the genes are exchanged, the genetic material is exchanged. So this is nothing but the transformation. This is nothing but the transformation. So what I am telling here, even lower organisms also exhibit certain pseudo-sexual reproduction process. Then the lower organisms are gradually developed into the higher organisms. Unicellular, prokaryotes to unicellular eukaryotes. Unicellular eukaryotes to multicellular organisms. Multicellular organisms to advanced organisms. So, the evolution not completed within the short span. The evolution takes maximum time. Many number of years are taken. Still evolution is going on. There is a chance, definitely there is a chance is there for the evolution of new species from the human beings. Right? So here my concept is there is in 3 types of cell divisions are there. We are eliminated. The very first one we are eliminated a mitosis process. Then we are comparing the mitosis and the meiosis. Which one is useful for the evolution of the new species? Definitely I will say the answer is the meiosis is very best for the evolution of new organisms, because within meiosis process there is an exchange of genetic material takes place. That exchange of genetic material supporting for the evolution of the new characters. Evolution of new characters are nothing but evolution of new organisms, right? So that is about that relation between cell divisions and evolution of new organisms. Remember, meiosis is very important for the evolution of new characters. That is carried out by the crossing over. Right? Coming to the next concept is the karyoplasmic index. See, what is karyoplasmic index? Yeah, we'll discuss. Before going to concept, I like to discuss about one point. In a organism, the organism is the multicellular organism. For suppose human body. Sir, within human body many number of cells are there. Can we find which cells are ready to divide, which cells are not ready to divide? See, my question is here. Can we find which cells are ready to divide, which cells are not ready to divide? Definitely I will say my answer is yes. My answer is yes. See, the very easy concept is, this is one of the cell, right? And this is the nucleus, right? This is one of the cell and this is the nucleus. And this is another cell, right? And this is the nucleus. This is the nucleus. Yeah. This is the nucleus. So here, what I am telling, or suppose this is the cell, and this is another cell. Both the cells are belongs to the same species. Both the cells are belongs to the same species. Here, cell contains very low amount of. Here the cell contains low amount of cytoplasm. Here the cell contains low amount of cytoplasm. Here cell contains the high amount of cytoplasm. Here cell contains the high amount of cytoplasm. My question is here, can we find any organism which cells are ready to divide or which cells are not ready to divide? I said my answer is yes. Remember, within the same species, whatever that cells are there, the cells contains nucleus size. Whatever that nucleus is there, the nucleus size is always constant. The nucleus size is always constant. There is no variation in the nucleus size. Always nucleus size is constant. So there is a variation in the cytoplasm content. There is a variation in the cytoplasm content. So for suppose in a organism, one of the cell is ready to divide. So how can we identify? So this is the cell. The cell is ready to divide. The cell is ready to divide because here, okay, I will say here this cell is ready to divide. Sir, how can you say? See, the cell contains more amount of cytoplasm. The cell contains more amount of cytoplasm. So those the cells contains the more amount of cytoplasm, the cell is ready to divide. The cell is ready to divide. See, more amount of cytoplasm is nothing but already cell organelles are doubled. Already cell organelles are doubled. So increase the cytoplasm content. So here nucleus size is constant. Nucleus size is constant. Then I will say which cells contains more amount of the cytoplasm, the cells are ready to divide. Then other case. See, this cell is not ready to divide. So how can you say? Here low amount of cytoplasm is present. Okay, this cell contains the low amount of cytoplasm. Right? So low amount of cytoplasm is there. See, nucleus size is constant. So this cell is not ready to divide. This cell is not ready to divide because the cell organelles are here not doubled. Here cell organelles are not doubled. When the cell organelles are doubled, when the cytoplasm content is increased, then that cell is ready to divide. When the cell organelles are not doubled, right, that cells are not ready to divide. So simple answer is cytoplasm content is more, the cells are ready to divide. Cytoplasm content is less, the cells are not ready to divide. The cells are not ready to divide. So that is the basic concept based on this principle. Okay, the cell division is explained by one of the index. The cell division is explained by the one of the index. The index is called as karyoplasmic index. Karyo indicates here nucleus. Karyo indicates here nucleus. Plasmic is nothing but here cytoplasm. Plasmic is nothing but here cytoplasm. So there is a nucleus cytoplasm index. There is a nucleus cytoplasm index is there. Based on that index, we can say which cells are ready to divide, which cells are not ready to divide. So there is a formula is there. There is a formula is there. The formula is Ki, karyoplasmic index. Ki indicates karyoplasmic index, right? Ki is indicated by volume of nucleus divided by volume of cell minus volume of nucleus. See, Ki that is indicates karyoplasmic index. Karyoplasmic index. Vn indicates volume of nucleus. Volume of nucleus. See, Vc indicates volume of cell. Volume of cell. So, for suppose these are the two. Okay, this is the one cell. This is the one cell. See, the nucleus size. This is the nucleus size. The nucleus size is here 2. The nucleus size is 2. And this is another cell. This is another cell. Okay. The nucleus size is same size. No variation. The nucleus size here also 2. The nucleus size here also 2. So here Ki for first cell. This is the first one. This is the second one. Right? See, Ki, Vn, volume of nucleus 2. So here cytoplasm, okay, the cell volume is, here total cell volume is 6. Total cell volume is 6. Right? So 6 minus 2. Volume of cell. Volume of nucleus, volume of cell. Vc indicates volume of cell. Right? So here volume of cell minus volume of nucleus, that is nothing but volume of cell is here 6. Volume of nucleus is 2. So the value is 4. The value is 4. So Ki value is 0.0 0.50. 0.50. So for first cell, Ki value is 5. Right. Coming to the second cell. This is the second cell. Here Ki value, volume of nucleus is 2. Here, right, volume of total cell is 10. Volume of total cell is 10. So 10 minus 2 is 8. 10 minus 2 is 8. So here value is 0.25. 0.25. So what I am telling here, the Ki value is more. The Ki value is more. The cells are not ready to divide. The cells are not ready to divide. Ki value is less. Ki value is less. Cells are ready to divide. Cells are ready to divide. So based on Ki values, we can explain which cells are ready to divide, which cells are not ready to divide. Very easy. See, Ki, karyoplasmic index indicated by volume of nucleus divided by volume of cell minus volume of nucleus. For first cell, total cell volume is 6, nucleus volume is 2. Always nucleus volume is, the nucleus volume is constant. So for first cell, 2 divided by 4, that is nothing but 6 minus 2, 4, value is 0.50. For second cell, Ki, 2 divided by 8, because here total volume is 10, right? So the value is 0.25. So based on karyoplasmic index values, we can say which cells are ready to divide, which cells are not ready to divide. Ki value is more. Ki value is more. The cells are not ready to divide. Ki value is less. The cells are ready to divide. Right? So that is about the karyoplasmic index. Right? Next one, we'll discuss about the types of cell divisions based on the spindle apparatus formation. See here the types of cell divisions based on the spindle apparatus formation. See, in spindle apparatus formation also different types are there. Based on types of spindle apparatus formation, the cell divisions also get classified into two types. One is called as astral cell division, other one is called as anastral cell division. Astral cell division and the anastral cell division. The concept is very easy. See, suppose this is the one of the cell. During cell division process, the spindle apparatus are formed. So just imagine this is the one of the cell. The cell is the animal cell. We know about the animal cell. Within animal cell, there is a centrioles are there. See, these are the centrioles. Right? See, both these are combinedly called as centrosome. So, in animal cell, the spindle apparatus are formed by the support of the centrioles. So, if the spindle apparatus are formed by the centrioles, the cell division is called as astral cell division. This one is also called amphiastral cell division. Concept is very simple. Within animal cells, centrioles are present. Presence of the centrioles, the spindle apparatus formation takes place. So, if the spindle apparatus are formed, presence of the centrioles, the cell division is called as astral cell division. So, this one is also called amphiastral cell division. Right? So, that is about the first case. And coming to the next one. This is the cell. Right? See, plant cell. The cell is the plant cell. Here cell is the animal cell, right? This is the cell, plant cell. Within plant cells, spindle operators are formed. Within plant cells, spindle operators are formed. So these are the spindle operators. These are the spindle operators. See, here spindle operators are formed. Here spindle operators are formed without any centrioles, because in plant cells centrioles are absent. So within plant cells, spindle operators are formed without any centrioles. So without any centrioles, if the spindle operators are formed, that type of cell division is called as anastral cell division. That type of cell division is called as anastral cell division, right? So anastral cell division means without centrioles, spindle operators formation. Astral cell division means presence of centrioles, spindle operators formation, right? Here most of the students have to raise the doubt here. Most of the students have a doubt. I thought I'm expecting, sir, without any centrioles, how the spindle operators are formed here? Here centrioles are there. These are responsible for the spindle operators formation. But in plant cells, without any centrioles, how the spindle operators are formed? The process is called as self-polymerization. Self-polymerization is nothing but during cell division process, when the signals are reached that spindle operator proteins, that time immediately the proteins are polymerized. Forms the spindle operators. Then the chromosome separation takes place. So in plant cells, without any centrioles, by the cell polymerization process, spindle operators are formed. Here, presence of centrioles, spindle operators formation takes place. That's the reason why this is called as astral cell division. Without centrioles, spindle operators formation. That's the reason why this one is called as anastral cell division. So that is the difference between astral cell division and the anastral cell division. Next class we will discuss about the cell cycle.